Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. In today's video, I thought I would walk around Neshaminy State Park, show you some stuff that we don't normally see in my videos, and test out a new piece of equipment that I got. With this new piece of equipment, my videos should flow smoother and look nicer, so we're going to test it out today, and in the course of that, we're going to take a look at some things that are really cool. So, let's get started. So now we're out on the trail in the woods. You can see, if you look back there, you can maybe see, I think you can, the house that's on the other side of the garden. So we're not that far from the garden. And figured we'd take a walk around here. Granted, there's a lot more to see in the springtime when everything's in bloom. But then that means the ticks are out too. I believe they're out all year long, but right now they're not as predominant as they are in the warmer weather. And I don't intend on going into any high brush, not today anyway. So I should be okay. It's a cool little field. Been here a few times. I may have been here in the video I did where I walked around in the woods. I might have come up here. Not sure. But anyway, let's go back to the trail. All right. Back on the trail, which this trail is called, I don't know. I thought this was going to be a sign saying what it's called, but it's just saying that that trail goes to Beaver Lane. Haven't seen any signs on what this trail is called. Every trail in here has a name. I guess it's just a means to help know where you are, where you've been, where you can go to get back to where you started. As I mentioned in my first video in here, it might have been the first or second actually, that you could easily get turned around in here. You'll think, oh yeah, I'm heading for the river, and then all of a sudden you're coming up to the parking lot. It's like, wait, how the hell did I get here? Okay, so apparently that was Buck Alley. And now we're at Locust Lane. That way goes down to the river, and down this way goes back up towards State Road. I'm not going to take that way just yet. I think I'm going to go down here. Also, back this way in the woods that goes towards Neshaminy Creek, somewhere back there was a day camp that has long since shut down. But I've talked to quite a few people that actually attended that day camp, and there was a local celebrity, Gene London, who actually worked at that camp as a young man and honed his skills for storytelling and drawing, and he had his own local show. I'm pretty sure it was only local. I don't think it was nationwide. Maybe it was. I'm not sure. I wasn't alive back then. And there's not really much information out there about the show. And there's definitely no video clips of it. I've searched high and wide because I know he actually did some shows from that camp. And I wanted to see if I could find them. But from what I understand, all the footage of the videos was lost because they recorded over it. Because back then, back in the 50s, 60s, they didn't have much in the way of film, so they had to reuse it a lot. So, unless somebody's got it recorded somewhere, that they just haven't put it online. But just a little fun fact. It does go back quite a ways back there, so I'm probably not even on the right trail to find that. That's one of the things I'd like to find in here eventually. I know one of my volunteers actually knows exactly where it is, But my volunteers, they've pretty much been staying in. You know, it's you know, not time to be digging and stuff like that, so there's no need for them to be here. We haven't really done any work in the garden in quite some time due to the cold, and we'll be starting up again once the weather gets warmer, and we'll see where the fundraiser is at. Which, if this is your first time here, first time watching one of my videos, please check out the description of the video. You'll find a link to a GoFundMe account so that we can make the garden beautiful once again. It already looks beautiful, but we want to make it an actual garden again. And I have plenty of people that want to help do the planting and stuff, so the manpower's there, we just need the money. Not only for the plant life, but for the tools, as me and the other volunteers are tasked with taking care of the garden once it's up and running. And I think at some point, once we get most of the plant life in there, I might do like a little event, have people come out, check it out. They can talk to me if they want. They can make donations physically right on the spot. Just a little idea I'm toying with, but not 100% sure. So for everybody who wanted to donate but did not want to use GoFundMe, I'm still working on getting a Venmo account. But if you would rather wait till then and actually give physical money, that's fine too. Provided I make that event happen, which there's a good chance I might. All this dead grass and mounds of dirt in the background. And the other side's just a bunch of downed trees, branches. Some trees are still green. It's so weird, as you're walking through, you hear the trees creaking and making noise. You swear it's somebody talking. But now we're gonna go down Riverwalk, which is a smaller trail. Goes out closer to what I'm assuming is Neshaminy Creek. As I said, you tend to get a little turned around in here because you don't pay attention to when you're on a path how it like bends around just slightly for a long time. So I could be walking right to the river for all I know, but I'm assuming this is going towards the creek. This actually cannot be the river. It's not wide enough. So this is definitely the creek. So I could go down this way, down these stairs, but I don't want to head up that way because that's going towards State Road, and I want to stay along the river and go down the other way because there's something at the end of the river, well, the end of the paths for the river that I wanted to show you as well. Little historic thing. If I can make it there, assuming that the tide isn't too high. So we're still walking along the creek here, trying to get down to the river, which I can see the river down there. Way down there. And based on how low the creek is, I would assume that the tide isn't going to be high with the river, so I should be able to walk along the beach of the river and be able to show you what I wanted to show you. See, now we're at the river. Much wider. So fortunately, the cold today seems to have kept a lot of people away from the park. I've only seen a couple as I was walking through. And I like it that way. Makes this walk a lot more peaceful. But when you do run across people here, as I've mentioned in the past, they're very nice. Everybody says hi. They keep their distance, but they say hi. So now we're coming up to an area where they've been planting new trees this year. I forget the name of the organization, but I think there's a sign there, so check that out too. But I love that they're doing that. So here's all the information on the people doing this. So it's a reforestation. And you can see all the little fences here protecting the young trees. Most of them. That one doesn't get a fence for some reason. Sun's starting to come out a little bit. See, there's a lot of clouds up there today. It's been in and out all day long. This morning it was actually snowing. It's coming down pretty good for about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15. But no evidence of that now, obviously. So you can see the trail is going to open up right ahead. And then we won't be too far from that little historic thing I wanted to show you. The wind kicks up way down there, Center City, Philadelphia. So way down there is what I wanted to show you. Definitely a part of history. Not one that you would hear of unless you were from around here, really. But I'll talk about that when I get a little closer to it. Right now I have to get across all these rocks and sand. Way down there, Center City again. Amazes me the clear view you get of that from here. It's crazy. And I'm continuing to take footage here, as always, just in case I fall. So I promised you all, whenever that happens, if I was recording, it'll be left in the video. I got past the bulk of it there, so I don't think that I'm gonna fall. So let's see if we get a little closer to this. I'm hoping I'm not trespassing. I don't think that I am. I would have to think that their property line probably ends at the beach, but I guess I'll find out if somebody says something. So this right here, from what I understand, is all that's left of what used to be Dunk's Ferry. Now the road out that way is called Dunk's Ferry Road. That's how it got its name. But I think, although I don't know, because there's like concrete and stuff in here and the wood doesn't look all that old. So I may have been told wrong. But it was somebody that I talked to months and months ago that was passing by here, and they had told me that this was the remains of what was left of Dunk's Ferry. Now Dunk's Ferry used to cross the Delaware over into Jersey, and it was owned by a man whose last name was Dunk, D-U-N-K, and he also made a tavern up that way, or an inn. I think it was Dunk's Ferry Inn, and so he ran the two of them. I didn't look too deep into the history of Dunk or Dunk's Ferry. However, there is a little hill right there. So that could also be what's left of Dunk's Ferry, and this could just be more modern behind me. Now, I didn't get stopped by anybody, and there were a lot of vehicles at the one house, so I would think if I wasn't allowed to be here, somebody would have poked their head out and said, hey, you're not allowed to be here. But I apologize for the brightness here. But if anybody does know if I was right about that being the old Dunk's Ferry dock, or if I was wrong, please let me know. Awful lot of concrete here on the side. Maybe this is what's left of it right here. I didn't even see that. Let's check this out. Well, I don't think that's it. There's a boat in there, so I think that's private property up there. And I don't think I can really go around this way too much more. I'll turn the camera off so you don't get blinded by that sun anymore. Just down that way is the Station Ave river access, where it's kind of same deal as this, where it's like concrete coming down, but nobody uses that anymore because it's falling apart. But people do go down there to fish. So yeah, I'm not sure. If anybody does know if I was right or wrong, please in the comments let me know. Always willing to learn something new. For those of you who are watching this that don't live in the area, I know it's kind of astounding to think that this area here is in the same park as the garden. It's like two different worlds completely. That's a damn big piece of driftwood. You can make like a coffee table out of that or something. Actually, that would be pretty cool. You could just like have glass on the top. I mean, that'd be a big coffee table, but interesting. Just a random rotting pumpkin on the beach. Like somebody actually had to carry this down. I don't get that. So now I'm back up off of the river. Came across some other people that are going to be either taking pictures or making a video down there. They came with a tripod and all that. I have to get me a tripod at some point, especially for this thing, because then when I do my openings, I won't have to hold the camera. And with that tracking, it'll follow me wherever I go as I'm talking. So, and then I'll have to work on getting microphones too. And the things that you put on the microphones that block out the wind. But for now, we're heading back to the garden. And we'll take one last look at that before I get out of here. In here is where they're planting new trees as well. It's not the same organization, but they are volunteering their time in the trees. Just trying to repopulate things here. Very awesome. Just about back in the garden now. Going in through the side entrance. Something I don't normally do, but that's all right. Doesn't matter how you get in there, as long as you get in there and respect the garden and all the work that was put into it and will be put into it. I know I can probably pretty much speak for the rest of the volunteers as well as myself that we love all the positive feedback that we get about the work that we have put into this place, digging out all these brick paths, the chessboard, everything. As I've been here quite a few times, people have commented, and sometimes I don't let them know who I am if they don't know, but they've commented on how they know that there's volunteers here and that they're doing great work, and I just agree with them. You know, I say yes, I totally agree. They did an awesome job. And I've said many times, we would not even be where we are right now with all this dig out if it wasn't for the other volunteers. And I cannot begin to express my appreciation for each and every one of them. They are workhorses and they rock. So that was just me messing around, you know, taking some cool footage. Hopefully it's cool anyway. I won't know until I get home. And now I think the time has come for me to take my leave of this place. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed seeing more of the park than normal. It was very cold and my coffee got cold quite quick, but I did finish it. But anyway, I think I will be getting out of here. So if this is your first time here, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. In doing so, that will allow you to know when I post new videos. I do intend on going to various different places since we've come to a standstill on anything we can do here. I do still intend on making a virtual tour of this place so that you can follow along with it should you come to visit. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me out. The more likes and comments I get and subscribes, the more people my videos will reach. And I'm looking to get as many subscribers as I can, as is every person on YouTube. So again, make sure you subscribe, like, share the videos with anybody that you think might like them. And make sure that you check out the GoFundMe so that you can either contribute so we can make this place a garden once again, or if you don't have the money to contribute, which is perfectly understandable nowadays, then you can at least share out the link anywhere and everywhere you can. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you all on the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.